What's up, everybody? Today I filmed the first Boetavia Cast with Karl Dawson. I'm really glad that Karl was the first person that I filmed with because he is everything that I'm trying to prove with this cast. He is passionate, motivated, and he loves what he does. His love and care really show, I feel, when he's talking about everything that he loves about what he does. I'm really excited to share this with you, and I really hope you enjoy what. Can edit any of those other bits out. Okay, so how are you?
Well, good. How are you?
Yeah, good. I've actually been so excited to actually
I
start.
know I'm the same. It's just quarantine is literally getting to me heads.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's been a weird one. How have you been finding it?
It's literally just been like some days now. I've been like, because I when this all first start happening, I was only back in Dubai, so I was kind of on holiday mode anyway.
Yeah.
And then when I came back, I was just like, oh, like it's kind of all right. And then as I got into it, I was like, some mornings I'm just waking up and it's like, oh my God, like I'm absolutely in the worst mood ever.
Mm.
But I'm just like have to day by day and just trying to stay positive, and
Yeah.
that's really it. Like it's just
So
because like everybody's in the same position, so just like you're like, oh, it's just me, like it's the whole world. So
yeah, it really is, and you really do feel like it's just you because you're stuck in a little box.
yeah, that's why I was like, has everybody else got plans? Like I just feel like I'm the only one staying in, but obviously not.
Yeah. So come here. When did you get back from Dubai?
I got back. I went to the boss in March and got back on like the 10th, and
Yeah.
then I didn't work for like 4 days, and then it
No
happened.
way.
We were like, yeah, shut then on. We got told on the Monday we were shut.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, wow.
I know.
So you were
I'm
big
like
time
six
holiday mom.
weeks. Yeah, 6 weeks,
Yeah,
the longest
jeez.
ever.
And so you got your confirmation. Oh, did you get through to the colour trophy?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you got your confirmation, and now obviously that's all
Yeah.
back.
And then that's the postponed to September. Yeah.
Yeah. And come here, are you doing colour specialist this year?
Not this year. I want to do ID artist this year.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I want to do ID artist this year, and I didn't even know when it was,
Yeah.
and I just contacted them, and I was like, just when all this happened, and I was like, just wanted to see was it postponed or like what's the story is, and they were like, oh, was supposed to be in July. Didn't even know it was supposed to be in July.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, that's actually only a month away, and then they said it's postponed anyway. They don't know when to when because
Oh
the
my
whole world's
God.
on pause.
Yeah.
So I want to do that this year. Yeah, I'm like especially the song I want to do, but it's definitely going like it's just not right now. I don't think I want to do it. Like I
Yeah.
think like in another like year or so, but I'd rather do like the artist not for 2 years and then probably do colour specials next year or
Yeah. Nice.
yeah. Are you gonna do colour specialist?
Yeah, so I just did the entrance exams there, and obviously then this all that. So I
All
passed the
happen today.
entrance exams, and they were supposed to start. What day is today? Is today the 20th?
Today is 20th, yeah.
Yes, it's supposed to start today.
And then the world is
Yeah, I
paused.
was
Yeah.
raging. Yeah, so we got an email saying that they're pushing it back until October, I think. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll wait and see. I'm gonna try for ID Arts this year as well. So
Yeah, good, yeah.
yeah,
That I want to we were supposed to go a part of our Laura Colour Trophy like Colour Academy. We're supposed to be going to London in April, but obviously that all got cancelled as well. So
oh, this is the second year going on. No, oh no, so it was only last year that you won.
it was yeah, last year there I won, and then obviously it hasn't Colour Trophy hasn't happened this year. But
Oh,
yeah, last year I won.
okay,
So the year beforehand, they offered it, and the year before that they didn't.
yeah.
So like, and this year they're not offering Colour. They're only offering Colour Academy. They're not offering the trip. I
Oh,
got Paris
no.
and Academy.
So you got to do both.
Yeah, very lucky that I got to do both because not everyone does. Because I remember the first year when the space was only open, like 2 years, well, 3 years. We're going on to our fourth year, but like 2 years ago, last year Callum won, and the year before that Lisa won in my salon, and
Yeah.
she got Colour Academy, but she didn't. It just wasn't offered. The trip wasn't.
Okay. And then
It was
when
just it.
Callum did it, he only got to go. Oh,
Callum did it.
only
He
got to go to Paris. Obviously, got to go to Paris. That's it.
Callum got to do both.
Did he? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he got to do both. He got to do Colour Academy and he got to do Paris. And then the year I won it, he did both as well. But this year they're not doing it.
No way. And tell me
This year
this:
it's just Colour Academy.
what was Lisa's look?
Lisa's look was it was like a black bob longer on one side, a
Oh,
short
I
kind
know
of
it.
hair,
Yeah,
and then it had it was like a navy like midnight, but then in the middle of it had like a shine band of like it was like our inspiration was like the Northern Lights,
Yeah.
and it was like colours basically dancing through the hair. It was epic,
Oh yeah,
really
deadly.
nice.
And then
Yes, she wanted
Callum's
that year.
Callum's was gorgeous.
Callum's was beautiful, beautiful.
And then yours. So tell me about yours. Did you recreate the same look? Was that the
Yeah, so that's the same model. Me, pride and joy. That model is.
yeah.
She's so for this year's L'Oreal, we just used her for the photo entry, and we did something totally different. Like, we didn't do the same color or whatever. But for the color trophy one I won last year, it was like a purple, and then underneath it was like bleached, but it was so you had a panel underneath, and we just blended the colors. But what was electric purple, just we tried to try it one day to see would it sit on natural bases. And it just stuck to our natural base, and it gave a gorgeous little shine. Like, first we broke our base with like clear and Tenval.
No way.
And then just to see what would happen, and we didn't think like it broke the base that much. Electric purple just on as a tint to see would it give it like a tinge, and it actually turned our whole head purple. Like,
yeah, the
like
finish
Barney.
was,
But
it
it
so
gave
nice.
like an unreal. And then we just created then underneath we did electric purple to give like just a band then as well, and then like I think it was like 30 grams of clear and 1 gram of like electric purple to give like a silvery kind of off it. And then the way my inspiration was seashells from the beach.
No
like,
way.
do you ever see shells where like they're purple, and like
Yeah.
how like if you shine a shell it would be like pearlescent?
Yeah.
So that was my whole inspiration. 'Cause I felt like even the clothing and all, like I dressed her in like shimmers and silks.
Yeah.
But it was still very high fashion. Like, she had gloves on and all that. So like it was all like that kind of fabric where it's shiny, and then her hair was obviously super shiny, and then we gave a little bend in the middle part,
Yeah.
and that kind of looked like the shell. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it was really good. Like, and then, but it's just such a hard process. Like, I never knew how hard it was. Like, that was my first ever competition to enter.
What did you find hard about it, Karl?
I found hard about it was, so with the girls in the salon, like, they're all really helpful. Like, Lisa has won it before, Carla has won it before. Like, so they're like all very like knowledgeable as well. So like Lisa was a great help with like prepping me like me presentation. So like, I've never done a presentation in front of anyone. So it was just like that was nerve wracking. I just think you can doubt yourself a lot. So like I really wanted the year Lisa won it. I remember saying, I think I was only like 1 year when she was doing it, and I was like, oh, I really want to do that next year. And then the year after we didn't enter, and then obviously the third year, I was like, I definitely want to do it. And I just think it's more of a thing I really wanted to win, but it's just, you can like some moments you can be like, if something doesn't go right, you're kind of like doubting yourself with it.
Yeah.
So like say like going in, like trying to get your mood board and the colour might not go right. Like the colour at first wasn't what we envisioned, but it was turned out even better than what we envisioned. So I think that's just what's like being creative like that. It's just good instead of like letting things knock you. We were like, well, how can we? And then like I think that was the same with the clothing as well. Like the clothing, I had like I was trying, like I got a dress from a really good Irish designer but lives in London. Loved the dress and was obsessed with it. Tried it on her, just didn't suit her because she had long hair. Just didn't. It was taken away from her look.
Yeah.
So we actually we tried on one of our other models that year, Frida's model, and who came second in the overall one. And it was
that the
it was like a flowery kind of pale yellow bob, and it was like a flowery dress. It was stunning, and it really suited her model. So then I was like, what is going to suit my model? And I'm trying around with different things, and like I was looking on the catwalk, and I seen a lot of like just like slips, like kind of slip night dresses. And I was like, how can I layer this up? And then I really loved a part of like Gucci's fashion show that year. They did a lot of like sheer nets with like gloves underneath them. And I was just like, that's how I can make a high fashion. So it's all just kind of like, it's such a creative process where you kind of have to like, don't block anything out. So that's one thing I'd say to someone is like, don't be like, no, I want it this way, I want to do it that way. Like, cause let it actually change, because that's how it's going to look even better, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I just think, you kind of have to, you have to really take everything on the chin when you're doing it as well, because like it is a tough process, like especially when you're trying to do things and think like you're working a normal day in the salon as well. So like They're trying
I
to use
find
this all
anything
in your.
like that very tough emotionally.
That's yeah, it's like emotionally and physically. So like you're coming home, you're doing like your full hours of work with all your clients, and then you're trying to do that in between. So it is tough.
Mm,
So that don't let that bother you really.
yeah.
It's hard not to, like, I know you're saying don't let that bother you all the time,
Mm,
but I just, you really need to be like, no, I really want this. It'll be grand, and just like, and as well, I think don't listen to, go with your gut and don't listen to other people's opinion,
yeah. As
because
much and
that's
all
why that's the main
as,
thing.
yeah, you have to be
Yeah,
able to take some criticism on, but yeah, like
yeah.
taking on too much, you start looking away from your
And that's one
vision.
thing I remember. I think that's one thing I definitely did learn from it, was that I would kind of get something in my head if I was thinking of something. I was like, oh my god, I hate that. I would believe that I hated it. So I was like, I made up my mind there and then. It's very hard to change my mind when I have something like in my head.
Okay,
So
yeah,
I think that's what made me learn from that, was that if mistakes just go wrong, like just be open to change.
yeah, yeah,
So
definitely.
like that's the best thing what came from it as well.
Yeah. I think it's funny that you said just there about being stuck on your own, like when you just came home from
Mm.
Dubai, and that you felt like you're stuck on your own in this whole isolation. But it's also it's quite similar to when you're like stuck in your head about
Yeah,
thinking about something like that. You
yeah,
feel like you're the only one that has like all these problems, and you don't realize that like everybody else that's in the competition
yeah.
that has
Like
done it before and doing it now has
even
the same.
there this morning, yeah, even there this morning, I was like, oh my god, I was like, I just feel like, because my whole career's on hold. I was like, even about the ID artist stuff, I was like, oh my god, like I'd love to be prepping for that. I'd love to be
Yeah,
in the salon, but like everybody's life is on hold, not just your own. Do you get me?
yeah,
So I just think it's good. This time is like, I think it's really good to pen to paper and plan it out in that way,
yeah,
instead
yeah.
of
Yeah, you're a big
actually
fan of
physically
that,
planning it.
actually. I've seen
Yeah.
that. You're a big fan of writing stuff down.
Oh yeah. Like I have to write things down, like literally like word bubble and then like links out into it. Like I have
Yeah.
to do that. Yeah, I have to do that.
And where'd you get the idea for that?
I think I just always got that from school. Like just always, like I remember one of my teachers saying, when I used to love history,
Yeah,
and she used to always write like the topic in the middle and you do like the spider kind of thing out. So I
yeah,
just love doing it because I feel like I have everything written down then, and I
yeah,
think
yeah.
of one topic and I'm like, oh, I actually need to link that into that. So I think that's like brilliant as well. And I'm really good. Like the salon like I work for is really good at, like, you do meditation every morning and just being like, I'm really into like meditation, and like I have a gratitude diary where I've been written in since the year I did the L'Oreal, and like writing in every day that I wanted to win it, and then just winning. So I just think like you just kind of have to get over your own mind, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you were just talking about school there. Were you academic in school?
No, I
No.
I was very much of a social butterfly. If that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah,
Like I literally only went to school to socialize. That's all I went. Now I was very creative. Like I was in a school in town, and I got in on a dance scholarship because I used to be a dancer for 8 years,
okay.
and then I got in there on a dance scholarship and like an arts kind of scholarship, and I used to love that part of it. Like I loved going to music. I loved going to over to do dance. Like did dance in the home then, and loved that part of it. So, but like skill wise, no. Like
Okay.
I just had no interest in it, and I was
Yeah,
just like, but I was like very much. I was good at it if I put my mind to it, but if I didn't like it, I didn't like it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a big part of why I started this project, is because a lot of us a lot of us hairdressers aren't academic. Now, don't get me wrong, I know some
A
that
lot, yeah,
are,
yeah,
but a lot of us aren't, and I feel like there's this huge stigma around hairdressers. Like whenever I meet someone for the first time and I tell them I'm a hairdresser, like the first thing everyone says is, "Did you finish school?" And I'm
yeah,
like, that has absolutely nothing to do with what I was telling you. But the reason I brought that up is because like there's clearly an intelligence about you, and you just said that you were a social butterfly. So that in itself implies that you've got a lot of social intelligence, and your creative side and your creative IQ is obviously a lot higher than people who would be more academic. Obviously, not everybody, but like
yeah,
there's
yeah.
so much more to being intelligent than finishing school, and that was a big thing about this project in particular. That like I want to show the world that hairdressers are so much more than what you think, and so much more than just being your stylist behind the chair. And you are such a clear example of that. Like, what age?
Yeah, that's
Mind me asking,
I
what
didn't
age are you?
I'm 20. Only went 20 in December.
And you've already won the Star Award for the Colour Trophy. You're already
Yeah,
stylist behind the chair doing colour. Like, there's so much
yeah,
more to people like you than like finishing school. And I want everybody to know that.
yeah. And like that's even the thing with me. Like, where I didn't finish school. I didn't do 6th year. Like, didn't do my leaving cert. I was like the 4th week of 6th year, and I dropped out. It was like 2 weeks in September.
Mm.
Now, I always say, like, when I do say this, I don't want to be saying like, "Oh my god, drop out of school because if you want to be a hairdresser," because I definitely don't think you should.
Oh yeah.
Because like I definitely think still, like, if you're really good at it, it's just I didn't have no interest in it. And when I was dancing for like 8 years, I started like when I was in like 5th year and stuff. I started off in a really really small salon when I was like 16, going 17.
Yeah.
So I skipped 4th year and didn't do it. I went straight into 5th, and I was working in a little small salon just like for about 6 months in Swords, and not really learning. I was basically just there to make teas and coffee, but I thought I was getting an apprenticeship, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah.
I didn't know like how would you get an apprenticeship. If I was like, how would you go about this? Like,
Okay.
what is an apprenticeship? So I didn't really know. And obviously everybody knows of the big chain, the
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
So everybody knows them. So like I wanted to apply for them because that's all I kind of knew. Like that's the only college I knew of, if that makes sense.
Okay. Okay.
And I remember my mom was up there getting her hair done, and I didn't go back. It was because I went to school in town, so I didn't go back to school one day. And I was like, "Can I just come with you?" And I went with her. And I actually wanted to be a barber before a hairdresser,
Okay.
which is like I don't have no interest in barbering now. It's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
about colour.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be a barber first, and then I think when I saw like I thought when I saw hairdressing, I saw more colour. I saw
Mm,
how creative it was
mm.
and like fashion forward. Because I think if I wasn't going to be a hairdresser, I think I would have still been doing dance, or I would have went to college for fashion design because I love fashion as well.
Okay.
So I think like it all tied in for me, and that's when I was like, I remember the time I was saying to my mom like, "Oh, like I really want to leave school," and she was like, "You're not leaving," and I was like, "But like, there's no point in me sitting there leaving cert when I know I'm not going to actually like I don't need it, and I'm not going to actually like
Yeah.
um I just believed that I wasn't going to do well in it."
Mm.
And so one morning she was like to me, "Oh, like if you go out and find yourself an apprenticeship, I'll let you leave." Because she was like to me, "You can't leave school for a small salon where I was working." It was only like 3 chairs.
Okay. Okay.
And I was like, "Oh yeah, grand." And I went out and put my CVs into town. I was like 16. It's like the September, and the space was literally only just open. Like it wasn't even open to clients.
Yeah.
It was literally the only open. I think like when Carla opened it with the for the girls, that it was just literally just like for their clientele, because Carla was
Yeah.
freelance and so was some of the girls. So it's
Yeah.
just for their clientele. And I remember going past in the bus because I was actually on the way into like hand it into like the Mark, and Bradshaw, Ziva, or you like I was handing it into every salon
Yeah.
I knew
Yeah.
of. And then I got handed it into everywhere.
Yeah.
Did all my trial days, and then it was just the space. Then I actually that was my first trial day, and I'm there since.
No
Never
way.
looked back.
What age were you
Yeah.
then?
It was in the September. I was 17, just gone 17, yeah.
Okay. And what was the training like?
Training in space is absolutely unreal. Love it. We do our training on a Monday from 10 to 2, which I love because I know other salons do it in the evening.
Yeah.
But I've only ever, like for the 3 years I'm there, going 4 years, I've only ever done it from 10 to 2. I absolutely love it. But like what we do is sometimes like Carla teaches us, and then like 1 week Lisa would teach us, and the next week like Frida would teach us. So it's nice to have like
Yeah.
a
Yeah. Yeah.
team of kind of educators. So that's what I love. And
Fresh
then
voices
sometimes,
as well to listen
yeah,
to.
as
You
well.
get sick of
Yeah,
one
yeah.
person.
Because I think when you get like, I remember like when I first started training, say like if you had one teacher for like just one teacher for like a couple of months, and then that person would only learn you their way.
Yeah.
And then say like if you were doing another class, and you're like, well, I wasn't really taught that way. Like such and such said do it this way, and she was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
so I think it's really good just to open up your mind that there's so many other ways to do it.
Mm.
But yeah, education is really good. Still do education,
Yeah.
like because I'm not qualified. I'm still like I do qualified in colour, but I just don't cut.
Okay.
So that's my last thing is cutting, and still do education, still love it, and I think I'll always do education. Don't
Yeah.
think like I'll ever stop even when I qualify.
Mm.
I think the
Ah,
moment
you
you
don't.
stop with it,
Absolutely. Yeah. No.
yeah, is
No
like
way.
the time you should throw in your because I'd love to do education as in like a goal. Like I'd love to teach education,
Yeah.
but I still want to like just still like for me, I just feel like like even on Instagram, like people would be texting me like, "Oh, do you teach any like color courses?" And I'd be like, "At the moment, no."
Yeah.
Because like I think for me, like it's right now, it's just about me growing. Like I still have a lot to learn,
Yeah.
like a lot to learn. But like,
That's really nice to hear as well, because I think a lot of people like that don't work with you and don't know you, and they see the Instagram and they see all the followers and all the finished product photos and everything. They like look at you and ask like, "Are you
hmm,
teaching?" and think this guy is so good. And for you to be that humble and be like, "Right now, I actually just want to keep growing and keep learning," like that's going to be really nice for people to hear that.
yeah,
Like that you feel like you still need to grow and learn. So for people that might be stuck in a certain way or think that they've finished learning, like that's such a nice thing to hear.
yeah. That's like I love learning, and like that's even when people are asking for course. Like I think people can just look at the Instagram page and then look at like as you said, the followers and the hair pictures. But I think it's just like from where I've been trained, it's just how I've always known, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I've always only ever known to take really good photos or only put your best. And then actually I actually got into I took over it nearly 2 years ago, like a year and a half ago. I took over this Spaces Instagram because
Uh-huh.
I was naturally good at my own.
Mm,
So I just always had an interest. Like I never did marketing or anything like that.
okay.
And I was just naturally good at my own, took over the Spaces. And when I took over, they were on like 5,000 followers. Now we're on 17K, I think.
Very good.
So like we're always growing. But that's another thing I love is marketing as well. So I think like there's a lot to it. Like
Yeah.
especially when hairdressers come to course, like they're learning the technique, but like it's literally as well, like I'm like, you need to go on a social media course.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah,
that's
like
the
it's
thing as
all
well
well and
with
good being able to do it, but then if you can't take
yeah,
a photo and can't tell people what you're doing and how you're doing it, you're not gonna like a photo on its own is not gonna put someone in your chair.
exactly. Yeah, I
Might
think
put
you
one
need
or
to know
two
how to
heads there, but yeah, like
yeah,
there's
you
a lot
need to
more
know
to it.
how to definitely word it,
Mm,
definitely sell it. And like even with social media now today, like, I'm still definitely growing in it. I'm still like like we all have people who love to follow and we all look up to them and be like, oh, they're doing so well. Like so I think it's just really good not to compare yourself as well and just be like, I'm just gonna stay like I'm doing good and
yeah,
not being like, oh, I don't have that many followers or I'm not getting the engagement I want or but I
yeah.
just think it's all about like coming up with ideas and trying to create content for it. So
Yeah.
like it's really I think being a hairdresser this day and age is you need to be like obviously you need to keep educating yourself and being really skilled to keep
Mhm.
like the clients coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
You need to have obviously a really nice personality for them to get along with you and even like you and you to be nice.
Yeah.
And I think you really need to know how to do Instagram.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, it's the world we live in.
yeah, yeah. Well, I don't necessarily think it's a necessity, but it's
Yeah,
definitely a good tool. And it's definitely
yeah. Like
like
there's some of the girls even in the salon who wouldn't you like they're just not interested in social media.
mm,
But I think it's really good for your salon as well to be using social media because even if you're not using it, and your salon's going to get the bums in the seat for you.
yeah, this is true. This is true.
So
Oh, very good. No, and like your Instagram is very good, and the Spaces Instagram, everybody says it,
thank
and
you.
like it just, even though when you look onto it, like you look at it and you're like, oh my god, wow, like it's just all these beautiful heads of hair, and that setup you guys have, that window on
That's yeah.
the Drumcondra Road, like that is you
We're
guys.
so blessed with that. Like so blessed.
I wonder, did the girls think of that when they were pick? Well, did is it's not Grace? Who Carla?
It's Carla. Yeah, yeah.
Did Carla
Carla.
think about that?
So I think she did, but I think what happened was they looked up the premises and the premises at the time was just it was the window and all was there, but it wasn't done up like the way it is now with the flowers and all that. It was just like all it was I think it was a building like the landlord who owned it was a builder, so he just like it was just like scrap. It was just like rusted and tape like the wallpaper falling down everywhere. Like it was just like aborted, and she just like how they came up with the name of it as well was that they were like, oh my god, like this space is gorgeous because so
Way.
that's how they came up with it. And then they always had a concept of having like a salon, what was like a salon day to day, and then on Sundays like we do soul sessions, like yoga, meditation, like so like we could bring like on a Sunday we'd bring people in, like say like if we'd have like a Sunday where people can come and like there'll be a meditation class on, there'll be a yoga class on, there'll be like essential oils class on, whatever you wanted the class on, like a
Okay.
Reiki class. You didn't want it just to be a salon, because
Yeah.
where the floor is, where we actually do clients, when you take away them chairs, it's nearly like a dance studio or it's nearly like a yoga studio. Do you get me?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's so
yeah.
big, and you have that big window there. But I definitely think she definitely wanted somewhere natural light, because even now, I think even now, if I like not that I'm moving anywhere because I love my job, but if I was to move now, I think I'd have to consider the salons naturally.
Oh,
Like
definitely.
because I've like just grew up with it, like because that's where
Yeah.
I trained. That
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, can I see your window?
Yeah. And not
It's
even
so weird.
just for not even just for photos, but for doing
Just
haircuts.
for like we get so much natural light in it, and that's even say like during the night time. Obviously, it's gone dark. That say if a client is like, oh, not really, I can't really like see the tone in my hair, or doesn't really like the tone. We always like, I won't really like solve it there and then, because you know yourself, when the blonde has gone too icy, whatever, it's because it like the blue tone is too ashen, and it's gone darker. It's going to look kind of darker. So I'd be like, ring me tomorrow in natural light, and then when you see it in natural light, it's perfect. Or sometimes they even come into the salon, they're like, oh my god, it's grand, and it's like, and I'm like, it's because it's full on natural light, like we're getting like the sun beaming on you.
Yeah, and you're not
But
sitting at home like under
yeah,
your
under a
yellow
blue light
light,
or under a
looking in
yellow
your
light, or
bathroom mirror with your husband
yeah,
telling your hair's yellow.
yeah.
Now, actually, I had another question for you, and it was to do with. Oh yeah. So like obviously right now you're saying you're planning on growing and stuff and just learning, but for the future, like what are the big kind of plans and goals for you for the next 5 to 10 years? Where are you going with hairdressing?
5-10 years, I think like I'd love to do education. That's all. Like it's always gonna be something like I'd love to teach.
Yeah.
So even when people ask me now, I'm like, oh my god, I'd love to teach, but I just don't feel like I'm there yet.
Okay.
So that's why I definitely want to grow and like I still have lots of stuff to do, like so what like Amy goes like doing ID artist and colour trophy again, and just doing like there's so many other really good hairdressers out there that I want to take classes from.
Yeah.
So I think in the next 5 to 10 years, I'd probably I'm always debating if I'd love my own salon. Always debating it.
Okay.
I think it's because I'm really close with my boss Karl as it is, and I see like how it actually just takes over your life.
Yeah.
Now I don't have a life. My life is hairdressing, but then again, I'm like, do I want a salon, or do I want like a little studio? I don't know where I'm going to go with that, but I definitely think I'd love education. I'm definitely going to have my own education platform or
Okay.
teach,
So
because I love travel. So
definitely,
I'd love to like kill two birds with one stone,
yeah.
and like travel
So
and do education.
definitely travel, maybe a business.
Yeah,
And so I'm assuming you are going to go down the route of teaching color.
yeah.
Okay.
I am loving cutting though, so I don't know where that's going to lead me. So,
Okay. Yeah, and I suppose you're still
but
learning now as well.
yeah.
So
So we'll cut like I don't know what like obviously in 5 years we don't know what we could be teaching. Could it be
yeah,
freehand balayage? Could it be baby lights? We don't know. But yeah, like that's why I'm just like still kind of growing with everyone and what they're learning, and like what you see on social media. That's why I think it's so good to be taking classes from them people you look up to
yeah,
as well.
yeah. Okay. And who are those people to you?
I'd love to take a class by Hair by Ona.
Okay, nice.
Love to take a class by her. I think what she's doing, nobody else. Like I think there's a really big market for her, and nobody else is doing it.
Yeah,
She's doing like the air touch, which I think is a gorgeous result, and she's the only one doing it. And she's in Wexford, and there's another girl called Tia Lambro. Please don't say I butchered that name, but she's over in Derby in England,
yeah,
and all of her posts are absolutely insane. And I'm obsessed with Jay Edwards.
yes,
Like
nice.
did his course the first year he came, and in the second year I was like, he was coming. I didn't know he was coming to Cork till the time after, but
Okay.
he was coming to Cork last year, but I didn't know that. And I saw he was coming to London, and I contacted him. I was like, hey Jay, like if you need any assistance, I'd love to come over and assist you. And he was like, yeah, perfect. Can you assist me for 2 days in my class? And I was like, perfect. Paid for my own flights, paid for my own hotel, and I just went over there and assisted Edwards
Yeah,
and
I
Co
saw
for
that actually on your
2 days.
Instagram.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it, like, but obsessed with them, like obsessed.
Yeah.
So like I do his class, like I do his class every year. Every year
Yeah.
I do his class. Yeah. He just always comes back with something new, and I think just his whole concept on future proof colour and lived in blondes, I just love. Love, and I
Yeah.
don't think it's gonna go anywhere.
Yeah. Well, blondes are indefinitely not going anywhere.
Yeah, definitely not going anywhere. Yeah.
Very good, very good. Yeah, no, I saw that that you went over and assisted Jay, and I just thought that was so nice. Again, for people to see somebody with yourself, like with a big Instagram following, being like, yeah, like fair enough, this is what I can do, but like this is also, I'm not afraid to say that I look up to this guy, and I'm gonna go and put my time and money and like effort and life into this, just so I can myself be better. And I thought that was just so nice, especially you were what, you're probably only 19 at the time as well.
Yeah, I was only 19 last year. Yeah.
So to like see someone 19 like flying to another country, I know it's only next door, but like flying
Yeah.
to the country to put that kind of time and work and effort into yourself and your career, I just thought that was so cool to see that other people really do care about what they do the way you do. And
Yeah.
that's just really nice to see, Carl. I was really like taken back by it. I think it's
Thank
great.
you. I
Um,
always say to even the trainees in my salon, I'm always like, try get in contact with that person. Like, if you love that person and they're teaching the class, ask them, can you assist? Like, it's the only worst thing they can say is no.
yeah,
That's the only thing they can say. And I always say that if you don't ask, you don't get. So that's why I was just like, listen, if, like when I contacted Jed, like you can only say no. And it's obviously surprised, and he said yeah.
yeah,
Especially for 2 days, I was like, oh my god, like loved it. So I definitely just think, yeah, you definitely just have to ask, and there's no point in being like, oh, I'd love to do that, but I'm not going to ask or do it. That makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. That's I love that. I love that you said that and everything about it. Like that's really nice to hear that just people are that passionate about it, and that's
Yeah,
again that's a reason why I made this uh project, is just to show people that there's so much more to it than just going in, doing your clients and going home.
yeah, there definitely is 100%.
Yeah. Anyway, the last thing that I wanted to say to you was, obviously we're in isolation now, and like us as hairdressers, we're just like always doing stuff and always like out walking around. How are you finding it now? Now that you're not doing any hair, like what are you up to? What do you do every day?
Dying to do a bit here, but I definitely think like L'Oreal have a great like access plan on their website. Like L'Oreal Access, they're giving away like loads of free courses. So I think even though I just went on Twitter just to do color keys
Yeah,
to refresh. Like I
yeah,
think that's so good. Like and then like what I'm doing now is just kind of like I'm just practicing like more colors, looking at Instagram. Like now I know people like there's definitely like negative bits of this as well, that people are like, well, I don't want to be sitting on my phone for too long. But I think if you can sit there and like plan out like what your Instagram's going to look like, try plan out a bit of content, like, and obviously like for example, I met up with one of the girls from work today, and I was only saying to her at the start I was like doing more tutorials on it, I was like always on it, and then I was like, well, I can't do anything more because I'm not in the salon, like I can't make content because we can't do hair.
mm,
So I just think it's like looking at different ways and how to like be like, especially with like trainees and other styles, like connect with other people. Like I think that's great. Like just give them like say, hey, I love your work, and I think it's just great to connect. Like networking is the biggest thing.
definitely.
And I think now it's just I'm like more that I'm just kind of practicing on the doll's head. Like I'm at the ordinary doll's head from salon directors to do a bit more cutting on it because that's something I'm learning. I think I've done about like 6 different techniques on my doll's head. My doll's head's here. I
Nice.
did
Yeah,
about
no, I've seen.
6 different color bleeding techniques on my doll's head, like looking at ways how to make things quicker, different waves and stuff like that. But I definitely think now I'm just kind of like I'm just reading a few books. Like I read another good one to get, I think, for hairdressers, get if you want to get back into the just before you go back to work, not to get yourself kind of motivated,
Yeah.
is if you hear the Fantastic Hairdresser,
Okay, nice. I haven't heard of
Alan
it.
Austin Smith. Alan Austin Smith, the Fantastic Hairdresser. It's a really good book. It's all about like there's all different chapters about like how to be a passionate hairdresser, how to be a performer, how to like just loads of stuff about it. And I think it's really good because it just in the book, it makes you write down a couple of notes about like what you want to improve on in each chapter of like, say if it's passion or whatever. I think that's really good. And then another one I'm reading is actually this one, You Do You.
Nice.
Love this one. That one's just about it says you do you, how to be who you are and use what you get to get what you want. But it's basically how to be kind of selfish but not a psychopath, and like not being like selfish where you're hurting people.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just think more just reading a few books and just staying connected on Instagram and trying to come up with content, because like we are all in this together. Nobody's out there, like we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
Nobody's ahead, nobody's left behind.
Yeah.
So I just think it's like, because I think sometimes in the world you can kind of like, you're looking on Instagram, people like, if you're looking at it all the time, you're like, people are uploading all the time, you're like, where do you even get the content from?
Yeah.
But it's just, they've obviously worked, they've worked on their Instagram, have a good bit of content already.
And have that backlog as well.
I have that backlog, that's what I mean, yeah. So I just think it's, this is a good time to start planning that, like plan content days, get a few models in.
Yeah.
Do their hair. And see why not.
And what are you doing like day to day? Like what's
day to day? I'm just
life?
like kind of I've only recently, like in the past week, I've been getting up at like 5 because I am a morning person, so I'm definitely up at like 7. Out at, like I don't have to be in work till like 10, and don't like be in work at like 9 even some days. Like I'm just so early. But what I'm just kind of doing now is getting up really early. Like I started to go see, like just walk and see the sunset at like 5 in the morning. I think that's really good. And then, as I say, just reading and just little walks. But there's only so much walks you can do, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
definitely.
That's even today. I was like, has everybody got plans? And I just don't have plans. But like, we're all in this together. So like.
Yeah, big time. And that's kind of, you've almost answered it, but I'll ask you anyway. How are you finding it, like keeping happy and keeping positive? Like what are you doing that's keeping you like on a sane level while there is quite an insane pandemic going on at the moment?
I think like just reading as well, like reading a lot, like all them books, like the Fantastic Hairdresser, and as I said, the book You Do You, and I just keep reading. And then the girls in the salon are really good, like we've been doing Zoom calls as well, just to stay connected and just stay like just giving each other a text. And so I just think staying connected and just like it's so hard, because it's like, how can you say, like, I'm like, how can I say I'm staying positive? Because the truth actually is that some days I'm not. Some days I'm waking up and I'm like, I'm actually like, I'm sick of this, I'm over this, get me back to work. And then some days I'm like, but everybody's doing, I just have to keep remembering, like everybody's doing the exact same thing. So it's kind of like, meditation is a big thing, like for me, like waking up in the morning, even if I'm going for a little walk, just for a little coffee, see the sunrise, and then having like even a half an hour sleep during the day can change your attitude, especially when you're in the bad mood. I always find
a good little cat nap.
Good, yes. Sometimes I need them. So like if I'm really in the height of it in the morning, I'm like, I have to go for like a half an hour sleep or something.
Yeah. Oh, okay, brilliant. I think that's really nice as well that you've expressed that it isn't all sunshine and rainbows the way people are putting it on Instagram, saying, oh, I'm really enjoying doing this and that. Like everybody has, like, especially when you have all day to do nothing, you're inevitably going to have some bad little moments. And that's really nice that you've actually touched on that, rather than just saying, oh, like this is what I do and this is great and blah, blah, blah. I think it's a really nice, realistic way of looking at things. And yeah, like
nobody, like I don't think just one person out there who's like, I'm loving this quarantine, not being in work, not being with, like, especially here, just like we're such active people.
Yeah.
Like we're going from client to client, we're so sociable that I don't think for any job what's kind of sociable, I don't think it's like I don't think anybody's saying like they're really enjoying it. Like they're just covering up because of social media. But I think it's good just to be like, no, we're all doing the exact same things. And like I think it's good to remember, like, even though you're like, you always want somebody to grow, like we all want to grow together. I think that's one thing, but you have to remember nobody's getting ahead of you.
Yeah.
Like we're all on pause. The whole world's on pause, so we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, and not getting upset about like.
Yeah, not getting upset.
Totally out of our control.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Karl, I have like really, really enjoyed this conversation, and
so have I.
Really nice to like hear about all your thoughts about everything that's going on and your plans for the future and stuff. And I think this is such a nice way to start my whole project, because you are like an embodiment of what it is that I'm trying to prove, that like somebody who is only 20 has done all these things and has all this passion for what they're doing and the drive for their future, not only their future but their present. And you are a big inspiration to not only me but so many people, clearly because of all the people that follow you on Instagram. And I just think it's really nice for people to hear that there's actually like a heart and a soul behind those numbers
Hmm.
and those like perfect photos. Like there's actually a brain behind it with a personality, and a great personality at that. So thank you so much for giving me
Thanks
the
so
time.
much.
And as soon as this is all over, we are going to get a proper one of these organized.
Yeah, I'd love to.
We'll get the
I'd
models
love to.
sorted and we'll create a really nice look together, and we'll just have the chats. And I'm really looking forward to it, Carl.
Love that. Yeah.
All right, peace out.
Thanks
Have
so
a great
much.
evening,
See
and
you.
I will talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye bye.